Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm taking a look at the Marshall Guv'nor reissue. So, the Marshall Guv'nor, recently reissued for the first time. Basically looks exactly the same as it did back in 1989 when it was first released. I picked this up with the Blues Breaker that was also released recently. You can check my video out on that up here on one of the cards. So for the playing demos, I'm going to play some riffs from my old band Kill Winter because it's really suited to this kind of sound. I actually used a JCM 2000 to record most of the guitar tracks, and I'll link to some guitar playthroughs I did of those tracks up here somewhere. This pedal was first released into the market in 1989. Really, it was the first amp-in-a-box style pedal. So Marshall designed this with the intent of it sounding like a Marshall stack, and I think they get really close with it, to be honest. It's mostly compared to the sort of JCM 800 sound, but for me it sounds a lot like my old JCM 2000. Much like the Blues Breaker pedal, it's a faithful reproduction of the original 1989 version. Down to the circuit board and everything, it looks identical, with the only exception being that they couldn't source the same jack sockets and they couldn't source the same pots or knobs. One unusual feature of this pedal is it includes an effects loop. If you get a Y splitter cable, you can break out of this single jack and add in a delay pedal, for example, and then when you stomp on this, if you leave the other pedal on all the time, it'll also turn the other pedal on and you get your lead tone, which is quite cool. Probably not something I would use, but you know, interesting that they've replicated that from the original pedal. Now, along with the Guvnor and the Blues Breaker, Marshall also released the Drive Master, which is in the same chassis as the Blues Breaker. But the circuit itself is actually identical to the Guvnor. They just did away with the effects loop and changed the chassis. I'm using this at the end of my drive chain, and I'm really using it exactly how it was intended to be, that kind of amp-in-a-box Marshall stack sound. I think it sounds best for humbuckers, so I'm going to demo it with my Epiphone Jerrycan Trail Wino. I've upgraded the pickups in that guitar, so it's got a Seymour Duncan JB in the bridge and a Seymour Duncan 59 in the neck. I found that I have to run the bass quite high to really get the sound that I like, and with experimenting with recording this through my amp direct out into my interface, I found it can be a bit fizzy, so I'm going to try and account for that. Let me know what you think about this pedal. Have you got one? Are you getting one? Are you going to get the Drive Master instead? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button, ring the bell, all that stuff. Thanks very much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video.